Post-game press conference number 2 for the Red Storm on a Elimination Day Saturday. Survive in advance with a loss earlier in the day, but a big win against Sonoma State 3-1, joined by head coach Randy Simpkins, freshman designated player Sierra Phillips, and senior starting pitcher Kate Coffey. It seemed like execution was a huge stigma in the loss to Dominguez Hills. In this game, it seemed like you had forgotten that and played probably as well execution-wise at some points in this game. Coach, your overall thoughts on the 3-1 win over Sonoma?
It's exactly what you said. We talked about, after the first game you gotta get rid of it, come back and, expect to make plays, and we did. We made plays. We had one error, and we throw in a couple of different outfielders in the outfield, and boom, 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 they made 3 plays right away. We were able to move some runners on some bunts. We were able to, hit behind some runners, string a few timely hits together. The sac fly. The scores the run, the squeeze, that we almost executed. So yeah, it was a lot better as far as execution of the play. And that's what I told him. I says, you know what, you got to match their intensity from that Dominguez Hills games, but you got to execute as well.
You faced the number 1 ERA pitcher in game number 1, and Stephanie Jimenez for Dominguez Hills. You faced the number 2 ERA in the CCAA with Samantha Lippert in this one. And it seems like the last couple of games against Sonoma, you've seen Lippert in some sort of fashion.
Yeah.
Great pitcher, has had dynamic strikeout numbers, but it seems like you guys have had the most patience against her. Was that a philosophy you guys enacted for this ballgame?
Yeah, well, like I say, we've seen her before. We saw her in regionals a few years ago when she threw as a freshman. We saw her in Turlock. We've seen her before. We didn't face her in Vegas, but we saw her throw. So, and we knew, if you're going to chase balls out of the zone, she's going to live out of the zone, and she's going to eat you alive. So we told you, stay down. Make her throw pitches in the zone. And then get yourself into hitter's count. Courtney Hine. I think both of her hits. Or both of her, the one hit she had this game and last game both, she was in a 3-1 count. Anytime you're in a 3-1 count, pitcher's got to come back to you. And she got in a 3-1 count, made her pay.
Speaking of pitchers, Kate, you come in, take the ball in a must-win elimination game after seeing Michelle Duncan in the circle for the first 2 games. What have you been seeing so far in this regional that prepped you for today's start?
Just get ahead of hitters. If you get ahead, it puts pressure on the hitter, and it just allows me to make good pitches and allow my defense to make plays. I'm not trying to strike anyone out. I'm just trying to throw good pitches, and if they put the ball in play, I know my defense has my back. And so that's just my attitude going into it, and obviously it was successful today.
A lot of zeros in the first 4 or 5 innings. They start to rally, as you would expect a good team to do late in the contest. With a tying run at second base and 2 outs with their leading home run hitter at the plate, what was your mindset going toe-to-toe with that batter?
Well, I didn't know she was there leading home.
Good thing you didn't.
But I have the same mindset with every single hitter that I face, and that's get ahead, stay ahead, and work my pitches. Don't get worked by a batter. And so same strategy as always. When I have runners on, I don't let that faze me. I acknowledge the runners when I receive the ball back, but other than that, it doesn't faze me. I always just have the same mindset: get ahead, stay ahead, and let them hit the ball, let them put them in play, and let my defense work.
Sierra as the DP, and then again go out on the field in this ball game. Tell us the scope of what this regional means to you in your first year as a collegiate softball player.
It's very important to me because we want to do well as a team, and we want to do well for our seniors. We want to go far. Because it's just really important to everyone, and we just want to keep doing really well, and it's just really important to our seniors.
It seems like when you're in the plate that there's not an intimidation factor. It could be Jenny Finch out in the circle, but it seems like your demeanor is calm. You're laughing, so are you just playing everybody for a fool? But it just seems like you're so confident up there every time you go up.
That is the one area I'm completely confident in. I love hitting. I love being in the box. That's my favorite part of the game. It's fun. And yeah, I don't let the pitchers get ahead of me. I don't let them get in my head. I just think I'm going to get a hit, do it for my teammates.
She does such a good job at the plate of slowing the game down. As a lefty, you have an option to let the ball get a little deeper and hit the ball the other way. So she does a really good job there. And, just like a lot of our hitters, not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. Know the pitcher's going to have to come back to you. But she lets the ball get really deep, uses the whole field, and anytime you make a mistake, she's there to hit it.
Questions from the meeting?
Randy, you've been in this position before, and you plan on Sunday. What is the approach this year with your first 4-year class, in essence? And, they've been here before 4 years, all 4 years you've been here. So how are they heading into this elimination Sunday with 2 games to win?
Well, the experience of those seniors being, and we've done it always, lost the first game, won the first 2, so we've kind of been in all situations, but, I told them after the game, San Diego won 9 straight elimination games last year between regionals, super regionals, and the College World Series. It can be done, but it's back to what we try to talk about all the time, is 1 inning at a time. We don't have to win 2 games at once. We have to win 1 inning at a time, And so our focus tomorrow is just win game 1, and start early. We did a good job today. Kate did a great job throwing zeros up early and letting our hitters kind of get into a rhythm, against Lippert. So that's huge. You start to throw up zeros, and then, a team that maybe, who knows who's favored us or them, but, pressure kind of gets to you, if, you start getting zeros. And then we scored first. That's one of our goals.
You talked a little bit earlier today about just kind of the feeling of the first game where you just kept, everything that was happening, you just knew this is not going our way. I was kind of watching, I think I got to see Brown's confidence build a little bit with each play that she was starting to make. I thought there was 2 specific plays during the game where your momentum kind of shifted. In the 4th inning, Pine doubles and Brown gets up to bat, hasn't had a hit for a while. She was able to make something happen with a sac fly, move her to 3rd, and I think Phillips ended up getting the RBI in that one. And then in the 5th, I think you were down in the count. Let's see. Yeah, I think you were at a full count, 2 outs, something like that, and I think you had runners in the corners or runners on 2nd and 3rd, or something like that. But you were able to pitch out of that inning. And from there, it seemed like, okay, now we're going to start.
We had 2nd, 3rd, I think a 3-1 count on a bottom of the lineup hitter, and we were able to work out of that. And that was huge because they turned the lineup back over, bases loaded or whatever, and then it's a whole new ballgame. And I think it might have been a 1-0 game at the time. When that happened, so you got the potential go-ahead run there. That was huge. And, the one that went off her glove later in the game, where we get the out at first base, the runner moved to 2nd, but that's a huge out too, in the 7th inning, because you play for outs. It told them, that the run doesn't matter. The hitter, doesn't matter. The on-deck hitter's the one, and then when they got the tying run at the 3rd, the hitter is the one that wins it. So you keep the hitter off 2nd base in a situation like that. You give up 1 run, maybe even give up 2 to tie it, but you're not going to give up, the hitter to 2nd base.
And Sierra, can you kind of talk about, finally breaking the ice with that RBI, and then maybe Kate can talk about pitching out of that inning?
I went up there. The runner's already on 3rd. My teammates did their job. They moved her over, and we wanted to come back from that loss, and I just wanted to hit the ball. I just wanted to get it through and score my teammate.
And after Sierra just got out with the ball, I think it was Hine that scored. Doug looks over at me. He goes, "There you go. We got it. You're good. Now take care of the rest of it." And that's the motto I live. My team gives me 1. They're going to work hard. And when we play a good team, to get 3 runs it's good. And so it's my job to throw up zeros. And so it just makes me work harder and just know my defense wants to win. And I know that they're just going to keep putting the ball in play. So
I want to talk about playing these good teams, and I've seen a lot of these games where maybe you guys fall behind in the 1st inning or something. We've talked about that before too. But you guys are putting up 15 hits, 18 hits or something like that, maybe 15 runs. And this game, it kind of seemed like you guys were kind of figuring something out where it's more, we're fabricating runs rather than just kind of a free-flowing. Do you feel that is kind of specific to the tournament and the quality of teams here, or is there something that you guys will be able to do in order to get back to kind of the free-flowing?
Deeper you go in a tournament, you're just going to see better and better pitching, and hopefully, probably better and better defense. So you're going to have to move runners. You're going to have to manufacture runs, steal a couple of bases, sack a runner over, hit and run, do something like that. We talk about that in practice. Every base has to be earned. You know, we don't want to give up anything by an error or whatever. You know, so we're going to have to earn every one. You know, earn a base hit, sack her over, and then a hit to score. You know, you play for one run an inning sometimes. So, and you're going to have to do it if you're going to advance from here.
Sheriff, this is one of the reasons why you come to DSU. You get to play in high-level games like this. You get to play in the regional. I mean, the competition gets. Is this one of the things that drew you to Dixie State as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're Division II, but that doesn't mean anything. This team works harder than all Division I teams out there. We work hard every day, and we go far. We win games. We do really well.
Randy, most of your team is underclassmen. You know, I think you have 11 underclassmen. So getting this experience and kind of recycling the experience for them and getting Sierra some critical on the rest of the underclassmen. What is this experience going to do for them as they progress in their careers?
It's just going to get better and better. When we finished last year with San Diego, we had 6 freshmen on the field. You know, Duncan as relief pitcher, Gelter as a DH, and 4 position player starters. You know, so a lot of these kids have been there. You know, set up on a Sunday. You know, to play in championship game at regionals. So you know, it's huge. You know, but our seniors are getting it done. You know, Kate's just getting better and better every start. You know, Jonna and Anna have been getting it done. JL's getting it done. Buffton's been playing in big games for 4 years now with Slick. You know, in the national tournament every year, and with us at regionals. So you know, we have a lot of experience. You know, and I think some of these other teams maybe don't have that. You know. But our seniors have been there, done that, and even our young kids are there. You know, and these kids say that, you know, they're not freshmen anymore. You know, our sophomores aren't sophomores anymore. They play this many games. You know, you're all experienced now.
Any update on the Courtney's?
Courtney Sherwin, I think, is going to be okay. You know, she's walking pretty good. Courtney Hine, I think they're taking her to get an X-ray. You know, just stepped on first base wrong. I think she'll be okay, but we got to get it checked out. I don't know if Sherwin will be able to play the outfield, but definitely be able to hit a little bit, whether it's a DH or a pinch hit. She'll probably see the field tomorrow. Too big of a game for her to. You know, she wants to play.
Aren't you glad you have versatility that Sierra can bring?
Well, and that helps us a ton. You know, if she's a DH and we have to hit for JL or sub for Hine or something like that, we can throw her out there. You know, we have a lot of people that can fill in out there. You know, KJ's done a great job. Freeland's an excellent outfielder. Chavi started out there for 4 years in high school. You know, so we have a lot of kids that can fill in different spots.
Not to give the game plan away, but you get Dominguez Hills hopefully for 2 games tomorrow. What do you expect from them?
They're going to be aggressive early. They don't want to play game 2. You know, just like us last year, we didn't want to play game 2 either. You know, you want to get it done. Because the longer you let a team hang around, the longer they think they can beat you. We know we can beat Dominguez Hills. We didn't play well. You know, they beat us. You know, close in Vegas. You know, we didn't play well today. Kicked it around a little bit, but we out-hit them. You know, so we know we can play with them and we know we can beat them. So obviously we got to throw some zeros up early and get to their pitching.
Congratulations on surviving an elimination day, and we'll see you tomorrow at noon for the first of the championship rounds. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.